But getting a move on then, NPCI, which pioneered the digital offerings such as IMP and RuPay as well as UPI, they plan to take the payment innovations now global. NPCI CEO and Managing Director Dilip Asbe spoke exclusively to ET Now's Chandra Srikanth on how NPCI has built a self-reliant payment systems for India, and digital payments are now bouncing back to the pre-COVID levels. Listen in.
The data is looking better now. We saw a huge dip in the month of April, but we saw May some sort of recovery, and we were coming back to the closer of the March numbers. And now I think in the month of June we are closer back to the Feb numbers, which is like obviously there is some element of loss because we always anticipate month-on-month growth. But at least the good news is that we are back to the Feb numbers, and obviously I believe that the growth will continue now. Obviously, again, it depends on how the COVID situation emerges back in the city, because some of the places, again, the lockdowns have been started. But even if I believe that if it remains back on the similar situation, I think we should see a good growth on digital payments this
year. Right. What is really driving this? Any qualitative, quantitative data or anecdotes that you can share with us in terms of what is driving this surge? So, is it rapid adoption? Is it first-time users? What's really driving this?
So we see a good growth on the consumption-based categories, which is predominantly the grocery, the essentials, and those categories. And we are also seeing lately the demand on the electronics and across the payment systems on UPI, RuPay, both. We are seeing a good demand back on the electronics, which might be a pent-up demand. So that's why I said, we might have to see how the COVID situation remains back in the country, and hopefully the growth will start. And I think, like demonetization, the growth on digital payments have been fairly good, and we are seeing good amount of new users joining back on digital payments. Obviously, for a country like us, it's never enough in life. So we believe that growth will continue.
Right. And any other green shoots that you're seeing at this point, sir, say in terms of IMPS transactions?
So, we saw, and it was aided by the DBT. We saw a good growth back in the APS transactions, and which was primarily relying back on the DBTs, what the government did, whether it's a PM Jan Kalyan Yojana or Kisan Yojana or those kind of schemes. The government did a large number of DBTs, and which kind of we saw reflected back in the APS transactions, which is touching near to all APS. Obviously, it includes authentication, honest transactions, the non-financials, and all the transactions. But it was encouraging to see that APS reaching out close to 500 million transactions on a monthly basis.
Right. And in terms of the qualitative or the quantitative changes in behavior, pre-lockdown, post-lockdown, anything that you can share there, sir?
So we see that ticket sizes are improving. So we see that for example, there is an improvement in the ticket size by 10 to 20% across the categories.
Right. So if I look at what NPCI is doing, if I look at UPI, it really showcases India's soft power. So while China has been able to build the physical infrastructure in terms of roads, rails, India has tried to leapfrog and build a digital infrastructure at scale. So tell me about this journey of self-reliance that you managed to build in the payment space, and how this has helped India. How has India managed to build an Atmanirbhar payment trail for itself?
We had to innovate, and we started on fairly early in the NPCI journey. And look at IMPS. We launched in 2010 in the first year of NPCI, when there was no need of IMPS technically.